Today's verse of the day comes from John chapter 20, verse 29, where Jesus says to Thomas, "Because you have seen me, have you believed? Blessed are those who have not seen and have believed." This is a well-known story where Jesus is talking to his disciples after he's raised from the dead. This is post-Easter. And Thomas has heard from the other disciples that Jesus is alive, and he really struggles to trust whether that's true. And so Jesus here is naming that not needing to see him and yet still trusting that is a very precious thing. I think it's important to say that this story can be made to make people who struggle to trust in Jesus feel second class. But it's a little more nuanced than that, at least I think so, because Thomas does struggle to trust that Jesus is alive from the dead. But notice that Jesus is so merciful to Thomas, and he does appear to him. Jesus is naming that every generation after that first one will be in a position that's not like these disciples. They won't see Jesus in his physical form, and that will require a deeper sense of trust and belief. So faith and reason are not opposite in this case, but it does involve a sense of trust because it happened a long time ago, and I haven't seen it. I'm trusting the testimony of others, and that's not a bad thing because it forces us to ask, if I'm not trusting in Jesus, what else? What am I trusting in? How reliable are the things or the people that I'm trusting in to create meaning and stability in my life? And so that's a question nobody can answer for you today. But I do think Jesus's words to Thomas can invite us into greater self-awareness as to whatever it is we're trusting in to give our lives direction and purpose. And so let's let Jesus's words challenge us to become more aware of who we are trusting in and invite us into a greater trust in Jesus today.